mega build series, and we're going folk tales this time. We did Iron Teeth last time, and the other normal series is Iron Teeth, and we are going for Beavrome to build the legendary metropolis. The beaver ancestors drained 7 mighty craters. Even with today's timber tech, that's no small feat, and the craters are not empty anymore. So, and you can see we've got a lot. 5 of them are full of bad water now. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge, a bit of a fun engineering exercise, I think. We're going to play on normal mode again because that gives us a bit more flexibility in how we tackle things. So let's get loaded into the game. And yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting one. I've not played this map before. Unlike Helix Mountain, I had played Helix Mountain before, although it was a new Helix Mountain. And I'd watched people play that one. I've seen little bits of people playing this map before, but not really kind of all the way through. And I decided to stop watching. So there's a series, someone's running a series, so I decided to stop watching them playing it because I want to tackle this fresh. So Mega Build 2, and let's pause and have a quick look around. So yeah, we've got our 2 pools of fresh water, and then the rest I think are all bad water. So yeah, we've got freshwater sources in here that flows into here and then off the map. So, and I guess if we get a drought, we're not going to be too bad because it's just going to drop 1 level and we'll be okay. We get a bad tide, we are going to be in a problem because these things are just going to fill up with bad water. And it's going to take a very long time for them to clean out. And then over here, we've got bad water sources here, and this then flows. I mean, I guess one thing we could be looking to do early on is block these so this bad water goes off of here. But this then flows into here, where there is also fresh water. And then off the map, and there are bad water sources here which flow into here where there are also fresh water sources and off the map. So something we could look to do early on is maybe block this up, and that would kind of neutralize some of this. I think that could be sensible as an early-ish goal, because that could potentially, if we could block this off as well, that could start to clean this out, I think. It could, maybe. I'm not sure. Or we could maybe block it there and let that dry out. Take forever. Anyway, yeah, bad tides are going to be really bad. We're going to need to do something to try and protect ourselves in the long term from that, given that there's going to be bad water spewing out of these. So let's make a bit of a start, and then I say I'm going to probably make some progress between cuts. Yes. But yeah, we've kind of got some pretty narrow areas to work with. And probably makes sense actually to grab these dead oak trees initially, which we can get to, because they're going to give us a lot. They're going to give us 8 logs per time a beaver cuts down a tree. So that seems more efficient to me. I assume that's how it works. I don't know if it takes them longer to cut down one of those, but let's get those marked to be cut, because I wonder if I'm wondering if with how short the early bad tides are, these trees might actually survive the first few and spread a little. So I'm going to do that. We need to get some water pumping going on, but I'm going to bring over a gatherer flag for the blueberries. And yeah, I guess water pumping we need to throw in, and I'm going to put in 2. How deep? Yeah, max depth of 2, so that's what we're going to put those there. I'm going to run the paths like that, and we can put water storage along there. And then we need a farm. We're going to put an efficient farmhouse. Somewhere there. Where's, yeah. Maybe there. It's going to give us a reasonably large area to farm. I think I also want to mark all of these birch trees to be cut because they're just kind of in the way. I'm going to put a second lumberjack there, and because wood's going to be an issue at the start, I'm going to put you there. So we're going to do that highest priority, that highest priority, and that highest priority. Then we're going to do those next highest priority. We'll get you going as well, and then you. Right, let's go. And we want 4 builders going. So hopefully having those oak trees to cut will give us a really good supply of wood to get started. The birch trees are really just to clear out what are, you know, in my mind, kind of useless logs. So, and then we want to think about storage. So let's throw in water tanks. We'll set those to be water. Because we're playing on normal mode, things aren't going to be quite so savage. Yeah, we should be okay. We've got a decent amount of berries. We've got a good supply of wood, actually. So I think what I'm going to do is I don't really want to use up the space, actually. I was going to put in... Let's just throw in a few more gatherer flags, and we'll just do what I did on the other start of the other save, and we'll just pause them and work them down. So, yeah. If you're going to be high priority jobs, and that means we need to start reducing the number of builders we have. And, I'm going to go up to an 18-hour workday for now because there's nothing else for them to do but work. And the reason I want to clear this out is this dried out area here is where I'm going to put the housing. We do need housing because it's folktales. So that seems like a sensible. There's actually a smattering of dead oak kind of in a variety of places, so that's good. The oak's going to give us access to a lot of wood. Get that farm in, and we're probably then going to need to rebalance our builders a little bit, or our workers a little bit. Yep. So let's pause that. Pause the game. And go down to 2 builders and 2 lumberjacks. And that should free up. I could really do with 2 farmers, I think. And we'll get some carrots in the ground. Just like good basic beaver sustenance, and I'm going to throw in as much of that as I can in these green areas. Here we go. That should give us a good first crop. We need to build the water tanks now, and we can extend this path, and I want to put in a medium warehouse there for the carrots. And once they've got a few, literally as I was saying it, once they've got a few, we'll start to build some houses. There we go. We really need housing for about 12 beavers just to keep us at that minimum level. Be good. Maybe a few more. Maybe a few more. We can fit one there. I'd kind of like to keep going that way. Vaguely tempted actually to quite early on go for a rooftop terrace for the well-being. We'll see. We'll see. Crank the speed up. Yeah, we've got plenty of wood there still to cut down, which is good. Let's make sure they build those, and then they can build the house. That's going to be the priority. We'll get this little bit set up. I am going to jump ahead to make some progress on things. You're full, so let's pause you, unpause you. We can put in another farmer in there because I think there's still some plant. No, they've done all the planting. The other thing, let's get all of the building that we've got planned done. The other thing we need to get going is science as well. So let's put that in up here. We've still got 2 spare beavers, so let's get you going again. Oh, I put in lumberjack flags. Dummy. Meant to put in gatherer flags. There we go, and then we can plant a few more carrots there. So only want one of those working. So that's good. We've got some houses up, so let's do another one there, and then we can do one there as well. Under a beaver shawl. There we go. If we do one more. Right, that'll give us the ability to have 15 beavers. A little bit of room to expand. I'm just thinking we probably want to put in a tooth grindstone before the beavers get any tooth-related injuries. You're full. Let's unpause you. And then, yeah, I was thinking of going early well-being because we can get access to the rooftop terrace from the back there. And then I think we need to build a bunch more water storage. And I think maybe we could do that up here. So what I'm going to do, actually let's pause. Because we've got the change in elevation, could make use of the pit tanks, which are a bit more efficient. So I could put a pit tank like that. I could put another one there. And that's the equivalent of 4 more of those little tanks. So let's do that. Let's do that. And the other thing that I want to put in is a few more scientists or inventors, but I'm going to make them low priority workplaces. We can unpause another one of you. Our carrots are nearly up though, so good because we've only got 44 blueberries left. So carrots are up, so let's unpause you. We need to free up 3 workers because we don't need to. I'd rather have carrots than berries. We'll pause you, we'll pause you, we'll pause one of those, and that should give us 1 spare. We don't need all of those, so pause. And you can be harvesting berries still in that case. Probably actually it's worth us throwing in place that badly, a medium warehouse for the berries, and then we can get rid of these. Now let's do that. Yep. They're in 5 well-being already. That feels kind of crazy to me. Really does. Decoration. How much is a roof? It's 60. It's all quite high, isn't it? I am considering throwing a campfire in as well. We can always delete it afterwards. Really trying to push that well-being up. And get some early benefit out of it. That'll help our beavers, because we're going to keep the population a little bit low early on, because I think we've got a lot of work to do. So yeah, so now they can go. And, that should help us establish things a little bit better. And I think probably now what I need to be doing is concentrating on water storage. Always more water storage. I think we could do a row of them along there. What I'm wondering is block that off. We end up with a problem. We don't want to do that. I guess we need to get a forester going, don't we? But we don't really have anywhere to plant trees yet because they're all in here. They've cleared off all of those oak trees, or most of those oak trees. Guess I need to do that. No, if I do that, then yeah, they can get those last few. We need to be getting in here to get these. So I'm going to unplant those last few. We need to be thinking about power generation, and this seems like a good spot for that. So I'm going to start building a water wheel. So you are now all done. But that's okay, because we can be sciencing. We've got all of these trees now that we can start to think about clearing out. Got a good supply of food. Really good supply of food, actually. And guess we want to be getting around to here as well, so probably need to be starting to clear out some of these while they've not got any work to do. Let's do that. Need them to harvest those carrots. Got space for them. And we have our first drought approaching. So we'll run up to the first drought, and then I'm going to jump ahead, I think. There we go. So one of the things that I'm thinking about doing, the reason that I'm doing this, is I'm wondering about putting some path or droughts. I'm wondering about putting floodgates across here. But we'll need platforms and all kinds of stuff to be able to do that. So if not, I'm just going to rip these out so we can start getting to these trees as well. So we've got a really good water supply, decent food supply. Numbers of beavers are going up, which is good. Science is going up. So actually, with where we are, I am going to unlock the roof and put one there and put one there. And I think that's going to give us roof bonuses on most of our houses. Let's do that and mark all of those to be cut. And that's their next priority. And we're going to put a lumber mill in, and we're going to start getting our forester going. Those need planks, so yeah, definitely need a lumber mill. If I were to put a lumber mill like that, then we can still get past it, which is good. And you can go. We will extend this path because they're only going to be able to get so far. And realistically, I probably want to be building the forester somewhere around there. So we're going to let them work a bit on clearing all of that while they get this built and get the planks and stuff done. we're coming into a drought anyway, so we're not going to start getting power. That's okay. What we're going to do is put in more foresters. We'll be able to keep pumping water for probably the whole way through the drought, actually, because I doubt two are going to pump all of that out, which is kind of interesting. We have one vacancy. Is in the scientist, which is absolutely fine. It's a shame we can't throw in a staircase because we could put them all the way across then. Actually, I'm going to prioritize finishing those. Keep working on bringing the path into here. At some point we need to build some log storage, I guess. Yeah. Yes, you can see this is, I think, going to let us, yeah, we will have been able to pump all the way through the drought, which is pretty cool. And we are, yeah, we're doing good for food and water and beavers and well-being. Let's just click on one of our beavers. So, yeah, they're getting a work speed bonus and a movement speed bonus and a life expectancy bonus, which is really cool. We really want to make sure I click on that. They're kind of flicking in and out of having that 7. What could we do to make sure we could build a couple of contemplation spots? Yes. We could put those there. We want to make sure we're getting those bonuses early on. So let's move these lumberjacks further in. Having that extra life expectancy bonus will be good. I guess the other thing we could do is make sure that we're getting the wet fur bonus, and we could do that here. And we can afford to unlock the showers as well, so we do need planks for that, but we're not far away from having planks, so but we are actually a little way from wanting to place the, so I think the forester, I guess the forester I want to place like somewhere there, so we do want this area to be cleared, so pause, 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 pause. Those ones populated, please. You can clear those. So, dude is building planks. Unlock you, and pretty much right where they're cutting trees at the moment is where I want to go, I think. 8 well-being, brilliant. So yeah, we're solidly into that point where we're getting good bonuses. Yeah, so everyone's got those. We should get the wet fur in a moment. We've got almost everyone's getting those. They're getting the roof bonus. So yeah, we're good. And I just need them to clear a few more of these trees out. That's about where I would like to place it. There. And then let's run a path in. And that is your highest priority build. And then I think you could be paused, really. Wow, that's full. So what we'll do, again, to increase our bonuses is I'm going to take the risk and we'll build a grill. We get access to any more wood. And, you know, we could skirt along there and get that. I'm going to plant some birch, which is going to grow quite quickly. Birch. I'll plant a block of that. And a block of pine. And I'll let them do that before I do anything else. So your high priority job, replant dead trees. Welcome back. It always sounds weird saying that in the middle of a video, but it is 3 cycles later and things have changed a reasonable amount. So we should probably have a look. I feel like progress has been made rather rapidly. We haven't had a bad tide yet, but quite a lot's happened. So we're up to 28 beavers, which is pretty good. So I've been building more housing here, obviously, because we are folktales. You need houses to increase the number of beavers. So we've got a little bit of a beaver thing going on here, and I'm trying to cheese well-being a little bit. We've got got some roofs and some shrubs going on. Yep, trees are growing in nicely. We've got a good supply of oak trees here now, which is kind of cool. We should just have the game running in the background. I'm expecting a bad tide pretty soon, and that is going to hit us very hard. Very hard. We do have over 1,000 food. We have 700 water, which is not brilliant, but we do have a couple of medium water tanks that have been built now. So we can store 1,000 water. Maybe actually, I'm kind of thinking that if we're going to get a longer bad tide, we should probably throw another one in. We should probably do that. The droughts have not really been a problem because this stays quite full. And speaking of staying quite full, one of the things that I've done, and actually we're going to set it to be a half, is I've put some floodgates across here so that we can hold in more water. And you know, if I've got a drought incoming, I can nudge that up a little bit more, and we could. And I might actually, we could put use your brain. We could throw a stream gauge sort of here or here. And we could use the stream gauge to just really get this very full. But having it at half is probably a good idea. You will see beavers coming back from around here. And that is because we have an scavenger flag going on, getting us some of this scrap metal. We will need to get into here to get some of the rest of the scrap metal. But that could cause us a problem if we get a bad tide. So yeah, we're getting some scrap metal because we have already a smelter going. And actually we've got some metal stored up. which is kind of cool. I've got them working at there's a few projects they're working on, one of which is some wind power, because when we've had a drought we run out of power, which is bad. Why have I gone for metal so quickly? Because I want to rush dynamite, and actually we're getting there. Once we've got a bit more metal, we're going to put in the explosives factory, because I think my early approach for dealing with a bad tide is just going to be to blow a big hole here and drop the level of this enough that it doesn't affect these. They will dry out, so I need to put in some hydration. I don't have a bad tide strategy at the moment, but I feel like explosives is going to be part of it, because we're probably going to need to put in some like 3x3 pools and that kind of thing. So I'm rushing explosives. Okay, cool. Other things that have changed. I got the beavers to come up here and dam this off. So in this pool there are 2 bad water sources. So that now just goes straight off the side of the map, which means there's no bad water coming into here. This is still very full of bad water, although it is supplied by freshwater sources in here. Most of that fresh water goes out this way. So what I have the beavers working on now is we're going to put in levees across here. That means the fresh water will come through here, and then down here. And I'm hoping that that will start to clear this out. There is a mine at the bottom of this, so we might want to eventually drain it. But for now, it would be nice to at least clean it. So we might need to do something else to do that, but with only fresh water going in, if I can get it cycling through here, that might help. Yeah, so that way, in theory, the only bad water normally that's affecting us, I guess, is we have 2 bad water sources that are coming in here, and they're flowing through this, which also has good water sources, and then out. So again, if we get some explosives going on, we could drop this down and we could have the bad water running off the map. But at the moment, it's providing all our power, so we probably don't want to do that. And with the level that it's at, it's not really affecting us, but potentially there's a lot of clean water on this map. Potentially, when we get a bad tide, there's a lot of bad water on this map. And I say at the moment, I don't really have a good strategy for dealing with it. I think long term, and it's going to look a bit helix mounted, but long term, my strategy, I think, is we're going to isolate the water sources in here. And I'm going to use deep. Not deep, because we don't have deep, because we are... use the mechanical fluid pumps to filter the water. And what we'll do, I think, is we will have it so that most of the clean water will just spill into the pond, and then we'll have maybe some sort of aqueduct which shoots the bad water when we get a bad tide off to here to run off the map. Kind of my thought, at least for this pond. With some of the others, I'm not sure yet. But short term, what we could do, I think, is just detonate a deep enough channel that we can get it away, and maybe we can put in a water dump somewhere to keep some stuff growing. That's my thought, but equally, I suspect we're in for a bad tide pretty soon, and that's going to give us a bit of a bad time. Yeah. So, yeah, a bunch of projects going on at the moment. And hoping, yeah, they can get to everything. I've not really scaled up production very much, although we've got metal going on, because we're not a very big colony. So when we get to producing explosives, it's going to be quite small amounts. But yeah, and I need to think about... So I was thinking maybe I could build some sort of blockade across here to block the bad water away from somewhere, but there's so many materials that until we've got dirt, and we've got lots of dirt, that's going to be a problem. I mean, we're not cutting down anywhere near the trees that we're growing, which is also a problem, but we just don't have the beavers at the moment. It's still a small colony. Yeah, I think the first bad tide is just going to be a case of we're going to have a rocky ride. You know, it's going to be a rough ride, and we're going to have to deal with that. I do think that when there's not really anywhere, unless I get rid of some of these crops, I'm thinking that probably having some more water pumping would be good in preparation for, oh, we've got another drought approaching, so that's pretty good. So we've got a bit more time to prepare for bad things happening, because we get pretty good playing on normal difficulty. Things are that, I think I'm on normal difficulty. Things are a little bit easier. So yeah, it may be that by the time we get to having a bad tide, we've got that aqua, or that basically that Hulk up. But what I'm thinking is maybe if we can get a 3x3 in here, that's going to hydrate some of these crops, some of these trees, and then maybe we do another one in here. And maybe I need to get them to not replant some of these oak trees. And yeah, we'll need to think about that. If we can drop the bad water level, then it won't pollute the ground. And then yeah, and we can shuffle this path around a bit to get maybe 3x3, maybe if we just unplant some of these crops or something like that. Something like that. In the same way that here, with it being that little bit lower, I mean, it's like less than 1 deep there. There's like a 2 and a bit drop. And actually, what we could do, if I manage to do that, we could then pump water out of here. So it would be okay for water in the long through the bad tides if we send the bad water out this way, which is less good for my wanting to clean it out, but more good. Oh, that's in. So yep. So we are now sending good water into here to start trying to clean it out. Yeah. Anyway, that's where we are at the moment. So I'm really just doing a lot of setup and a lot of preparation. So I'm just going to keep playing for now, and I'll come back when we've got interesting things happening, I guess. Played on a bunch more, and we are about to have our first bad tide. And one of the things I've realized is I was relying on beavers going down a staircase and through here, and that isn't going to work. But we are going to close this. No, we're not going to close this. We're going to leave that on a half because we have another plan. So pause the game. Actually, it probably didn't matter because the water level is going to drop. So I have explosives, and I decided to just crack on and get stuff done. I couldn't record stuff, so I wanted to get stuff done and get ready for this bad tide. So what have we done? Exactly what I said I was going to do. I have put in a channel here which is 2 wide and 3 deep, and then goes to 4 deep, and I've put in a step here to try and fold the water, try and get it going through this really quickly. This pool is a little bit lower, and this is a little bit lower because with that explosives as well, I built a bridge causeway across here, and we've done a bit of warehouse cheese, and I've cut initially I did a channel that was 1 deep here. That wasn't enough, so I blasted that down. So this is 2 deep, and it still wasn't enough, so I then came across here and made it a bit wider. So all a bit messy. We are going to get rid of it all because it's all a bit messy, and all the notifications do kind of bug me a little bit. But what we're going to do is, before the bad tide actually gets here, we are going to fully open these floodgates and try and drop the level of this before the bad tide. We also put in water dumps into a couple of spots here to try and keep some trees and some crops growing. The crops over here are probably going to not do so well, but what we can do is demolish some of these blueberries, put a water dump in over here. Hydrate some of these crops. And we'll probably be okay. Yeah, the main thing is hopefully this will be enough. Drop the level of this significantly. I'm not sure if it's going to be or not. I've also got a dam across here to hold water in here. And we now have water pumps down here for when we need it. Water out. So, yep, that's a thing. And yeah, I'm just hoping that this is going to shift enough water. If it doesn't, we can do some dynamiting to make it wider. It's looking like we might need to. Actually, it's looking like we might need to. So, because it's not really dropping, is it? At least not particularly quickly. Yeah. I think what we'll do is let's not having the effect that I wanted it to have. Let's put it that way. Do I need to blast? Probably not. Let's just get this off deleted, and we'll delete that as well. Let's put another line of explosives in. We'll have to rebuild the, we'll have to build a floodgate afterwards, I think. So, my priority, please. We do have some extra building beavers now as well. Yep. Let's get that done. Yep. I wonder if it'll help if we let some out this way as well and have this being lower. Might help. This will just distract me. Just delete those. Yeah, I guess we could, while we're doing this bit, put the piece of dynamite there as well. That's my priority. Yeah, not ideal. Although it's not yet affecting anything, and it's actually bad. It's almost over, so it's not really been a problem. Okay, maybe I overreacted. Now maybe we would have had a problem if I had detonated. Okay. We survived, but I am not happy with the solution that I have. So I'm going to delete those. We're going to let them place that one. I am going to detonate that one. We are going to make this wider. Yeah. Call that in. It didn't really affect it too significantly because it's normal mode, I guess. But yeah, we're going to detonate that. That gets that to the correct level. We'll then start dropping that down. I'll be working on getting that to the correct level. So, first bad tide survived. I guess it was a bit of a non-incident. Because it was so short. Yeah. I guess these pools are huge in terms of volume, so. Oh well. I panicked for no reason. But it did show that this is not what I want it to be. So I'm going to carry on working on this, and I'll be back when I have something else interesting to show you. And you're back. And before we unpause the game, because a 2-day bad tide has started, 2 whole days, how will we cope? And I wanted to show you some changes that have occurred. So I've made the bad water bad tide relief channel, our temporary thing, 3 wide now to see if we can drain it. We didn't really need to. It didn't bring in enough that it was a problem. Also automated it, so we've got a stream gauge here, and it is set up so that if the contamination goes above 7%, it opens. If it drops below 6%, it'll close again. And contamination levels at that point shouldn't be a problem. I've got in the water dumps here and here and here, and these are set up so that if the water level drops basically below where these stream gauges are placed, these will switch on. I'll adjust that as we need to. Ripping out these berries so we can put more potatoes in, put a staircase in here so that this guy can pick these berries. Put in a few more water pumps over here so we can pump more water if we need to. Built some more housing to expand the population, and we tucked in a farmer monument at the back to boost our well-being a little bit. Built some more storage over here to stockpile some food. Been working on demolishing this to try and get some more usable land. Usable land is a challenge on here at the moment, so doing that. Put in a tapper shack over here to get us some pine resin from these pine trees. I've automated these floodgates so that if the contamination goes up in here, these open to let this out. And over here, I blasted this a little bit deeper so that we could plant these chestnut trees here, because when the bad water level was a little bit higher, this ground was contaminated. I think that's everything. I've also automated these floodgates so that when the contamination is high enough to open these, it shuts these to keep this water nice and clean. So let's get the game running, and I guess we'll just keep an eye on the contamination level. I'm assuming that the contamination will flood this way first, because it's the way the water's flowing. I'm not sure. Yeah, so this is going to be episode 1 of the Mega Build series. I've been having a ponder about which direction to go. I'm thinking that I might keep the beaver population quite small and go for bots next time. So to make the bots, we only need, planked gears and metal beams. I mean, we're not overly stocked on any of those resources, but we could start making them. So I'm pondering that, and because it's folktales, we don't need power, we can make biofuel. So maybe that's step 1, but we really need to be growing more potatoes. Yeah. And that getting more farmable. So originally I was going to blast this down to put in a what's the contamination like over here? It's still at 0%, so it must all be in the middle at the moment. My original plan was to blast this down and put a water dump in, and we might still do that. Yeah. Kind of just gonna see how it goes, but I am thinking bots early on here, and then maybe we can start thinking about capping some of these off. I think we need to go terraforming quite early as well to recover some land. So we're still only at 1% contamination after 1.2 after the halfway through our bad side. It looks quite bad in the middle, so that's looks kind of ominous. But actually, from the Badwater Ridge series, we know that even sort of 20% contaminated is not that bad. So yeah, I'm guessing at some point it's all going to change a bit and we'll end up dumping it out. But I mean, even over here, it's not opened up this stuff yet. So yeah. What are we at the moment? 5%. There we go. So things are starting to change, but not really affected any of this. So, but I'm kind of curious to see how rapidly it drops the depth of the of this, whether this is still wide enough, because if we get longer bad sides, it is going to become a problem. It's like the bad side's over. We're done. We just need to wait for it to clean the water up now. Actually, it dropped it relatively quick. I still think maybe one more would be good. I would kind of like this to be a pretty rapid effect. So yeah, I think maybe we'll knock like 1 or 2 more across here. Seems like we need to put some hydration in here to improve that. But everything else is okay. Let's just have a. So over here we are at 0.84. So let's adjust this. So we want to unpause below. I think if we go up below 1 and we'll pause above 1.4. Oh, the wrong way around again. I keep doing that. Keep selecting the wrong one. No, get some water in there. Get that back. These are still okay. So that's good. Yeah, see, we want to keep these crops hydrated, so we need to have that prioritized as a workplace as well. How's the contaminant? Yeah, so it's probably going to take a little while to recover and decontaminate this. And when we get, the really long, they're in normal actually, aren't we? So we're not going to get the really long bad tides. So maybe we're not going to have that problem. Maybe I should have done this on hard mode. Maybe normal mode was too easy. Maybe normal mode was too easy. So it looks like we want these to have kicked in as well. So pause, unpause if below. I'm going to go the same, I think. Do 1 and 1.1. We'll do, yeah, we'll do about the same. We'll make sure they are high priority workplaces so that beavers actually come and work in them. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I'm not really worried about the fact that the water's running out. Yeah, it's not really a problem. This is sat at 24%. I don't know why I had it set at 4. Basically at no contamination. Yeah, I think it's going to take a little while to clarify. And I would love to have some more complex logic so that maybe once you were in the good one, you could have it so that it came up a little bit, so it held a bit, so it was diluting it. I mean, I guess good water is coming in. So, yeah. And ultimately, the plan is that we will have something doing the filtering here. This is a temporary solution. And it's going to close soon, and then I'll start pushing it out this way. And this can't read anything, so yeah. And what it's done is it's kept this nice and clean, which is good. So yeah, I am interested in your thoughts on what we should be trying to achieve on here as a mega build this time compared to last time. Let me know what you think should be a good goal for the series. Yeah, what you might expect to see me try and achieve. And I think we can have a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of terraforming, I think. There's going to be a lot of terraforming to make this so we can build a big colony. But that's not probably, we might need to blast those out. Right, so that's down to 6%, so it now just needs to refill, and that'll be good. But I think I'm going to call it a day there. So thanks for watching. As I said, let me know what you think about goals for the series, and I'll see you next week. Bye.